And Google is looking back at the year in search, from Labubu's to the box office, and of course, 6-7. Google is taking us through some of the most searched terms from 2025, and Google Tech Policy Fellow and ABC News contributor Mike Muse is here to break it all down for us. That was
6-7.
I learned that from my kids.
I was waiting. You got to roll your shoulders with it too. That's my new vibe with the remix.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. All right. The remix. So. It's interesting. The overall top searches range dramatically from hard news to pop culture.
It is. We have a wide range of things that we're interested in. I think we want to go hard news, and then we want a soft landing, right? Like we want hard news.
That's such a great way to put it.
Right? 9 to 5, we want news, and like from 6 p.m. to midnight, we want a soft landing with pop culture. But what's interesting about that, Diane, is that 50% of the top 10 searches of Google had something related to politics, and I found that to be very fascinating.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act and Charlie Kirk were both on the top list for overall searches and on the most searched news stories. What else do you make of the other things on that list?
Yeah, what I'm showing, but for me, what stood out is that Americans care about politics more than what they say they do. You hear this time, we're exhausted. We're so tired of hearing about politics. I'm tired of the media discussing it from this way. But with these Google searches, it's showing that they are independently searching, and so that there is a curiosity. Another trend that I found really fascinating, and particularly when it comes to the news searches, is that it came down to affordability and economics. Even when you look at like the No Kings protest, that's about freedom of speech, right? When you think about Charlie Kirk, that's freedom of speech. When you think about the government shutdown, that's about economics, affordability. When you think about terrorists, that's about economic and affordability. So this is top of mind for a lot of Americans. And I think if anything, it's signaling what people are going to be thinking about when they go to the voting booth come midterm elections. And I think it's a signal too for any 2028 presidential hopefuls that this is something they should be tuning their platform to.
I
Plus
also
a little dance in there too as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also want to talk sports because some people might be surprised by the most searched athlete.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, we can talk about the stars of sports world. But what I found interesting, though, is that 6 out of the 10 top 10 athletes were related to NFL and to football. That just shows how much of a dominance that the NFL and football has in America. But for me, it was the 4 standouts. One of the 4 standouts was Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is an incredible boxer who this year went up in his weight class, which was an incredible feat. I think that shows a sign that there is an interest in boxing, in particular when it comes to platforms like Netflix. You look at Sophia Cunningham. What I'm so excited for her about is that she's a WNBA. She's the only female that made it into the top 10. That shows that Americans have an interest in the WNBA, and that's expanding sport. Good for her because she is a free agent come the next contract cycle. So I think her stock just went up when it comes to that. And then Justin Rose. Justin Rose is an incredible comeback with age. Age is nothing but a number when it comes to him. An incredible career in golf. He's had an incredible season at a much older play of age and the dynamic that he is in. And so those are some really interesting tidbits. And Cooper Flagg, talk about people being tall, over 6'9", power forward. We're seeing the versatility. We're seeing the athleticism really come back into the NBA. I think that's also too an interesting trend.
And for movies, there was a lot of searches based on Halloween costumes. I may have been responsible for a lot of those. Break that down for us.
I think it's really interesting about this idea about what does Americans want to see? Do we want those big blockbuster movies, the big animation, the big superheroes? And the answer is yes, they do. But what's also too so interesting is that Sinners cracked the top 10 code. And it is a horror genre, but it's also a film that is really deep with narratives, really deeply rooted in history, really deeply rooted
and great music,
and religion,
and great acting,
and great acting, and great dancing. Back to dancing.
That movie was great even before the horror part of it started.
Yeah.
Like, it already had a good storyline going.
I think we'll still have some luck this Oscar season.
And I know parents were Googling 6-7 a lot, probably because your kids came home and you were thinking, what the heck is this? So what were some of the other top searches for slang this year?
I mean, you're a mom. I feel bad for the parents these days. It's like they don't even know what to do.
What did you just say? Did you insult me or was that fine?
What we're showing right now on our screen is, 6-7. We talked about that. Sigma. I like Sigma because Sigma's like quiet confidence, right? I love 41, and 41 just means like that's wild, right? That's so chaotic, right? Like you're acting very chaotic, you're acting very wild, and a deep personal pleasure, if I may, Diane, is Ohio because I went to University of Michigan. Ohio State beat us. but Ohio in Gen Alpha terms, I mean, just weird. And I have to agree with him.
Nothing Ohio about
Ohio's just weird.
that.
It's just weird, Ohio. Yeah.
Mike Muse, thank you.
Thank you so much.
My nephew at Ohio State probably going to take issue with that.
That's so 41.